Hey, what's up guys, this is Sukesh once again, and well, today I have for you the ultimate review of the Samsung Galaxy J3 2016. Now I have had this phone for more than 1 month and I must say this is really a decent budget device from Samsung for everyday casual use, especially for the great display and the battery. Now in this video I'll be talking about both pros and cons and share my personal experience so that you make the right choice. Now the price of this phone is 8,990 rupees, that is $140 and it's available only on Snapdeal in India. Well, let's get started with this review. First of all, you notice this black border around the display. It's a nice trick to make the display look bigger. I have already discussed this in the unboxing video, and this makes the bezel look extremely narrow, and when your smartphone is just resting on the table, the phone looks very stylish. And I'm also liking this black and gold combination, though you are getting white and black variants as well. When the display is on, the border looks like a frame and doesn't look bad at all. So overall, a great thinking by Samsung. Now the back is totally plastic with texture imitating leather, but it's just shiny plastic, no rubber coating, but still the grip of the phone feels quite solid. The frame around the phone is also tapered to make the phone look slimmer, and I'm quite glad it's not chrome finished because that wears off within a year. And the thickness of this phone is 7.9mm, not bad, and the weight is 138 gram, just perfect for a device in this size. So overall, the look and the build quality of this new J3 2016 is quite pleasant. I will give 7.5 out of 10. Of course, the most attractive hardware on this J3 is this Super AMOLED display, and I'll be talking about that in a minute. There you get the primary microphone hole, and there is no secondary microphone for noise cancellation. The USB port is OTG enabled, so you can attach your pen drives, which is quite vital for this device here, because out of the box you get around 4.27 gig free for the user out of 8 gig, and you of course get the microSD card slot, which is expandable up to 200 gigs. So the external USB flash drive and the microSD card might save you day, but as you know, a part of the data still remains in the internal storage even if you move your apps to your external SD card. Just wait for Android Marshmallow update, which can merge your SD card with your internal storage. As you can see, you can take a backup of the whole device into your USB flash drive, and there is a dedicated app for that. Very handy if you are switching device or doing a factory reset. As you know, you can also connect a keyboard using USB OTG cable and type with it. So if you are writing a big mail or a book, you can utilize this feature. Again, a mouse can be connected and you get on-screen mouse pointer. This might be really handy if you are giving a presentation by mirroring the screen into a big TV, or just find this really very cool. Now, just like the previous year's Galaxy J series devices, this smartphone also lacks the ambient light sensor, so no auto brightness possible. There is a very handy outdoor mode for better sunlight legibility. This J3 also lacks the compass, so though this is not gonna affect your gaming or navigation, if you are willing to get a VR kit for your smartphone, you will lose the 360-degree view. You can still watch movies on YouTube and enjoy the virtual big screen, but no cardboard application will be supported on this J3 2016. There is also no LED notification light, and unlike the previous year's J5 and J7, there is no front flash as well. Now let's quickly talk about the earphone you get with this phone. The build quality of this headset is really great, and the earpieces produce clear sound for talking or casual music listening, but if you want pro level bass or volume, you might want to get a premium one from the market for around 1000 rupees. So if you are buying this Galaxy J3, then remember to get a microSD card, at least 32 gig, and also a headset if you want to. Now the best thing on this J3 2016 is the battery. Considering the specs and the display size of this smartphone, 2600 mAh battery is more than enough, and I'm getting around 2 to 3 days or normal to heavy uses, which is quite rare to see nowadays. And the most interesting part is there is no overheating even when hardcore gaming, and this really helps in maintaining great battery life. You can expect at least 6 hours of continuous gaming, which is satisfactory for most of the gamers. And overall, if you play some games, watch a movie, listen to music, browse the internet and talk over the phone, at the end of the day this J3 might have some battery juice left for you. Now this entry-level smartphone from Samsung packs NFC, and Samsung is providing some NFC sticker for its S-Bike mode, which you can attach on your bike or helmet and launch S-Bike mode on the go. Now this is a very interesting and handy app. In this mode, the phone goes to do not disturb mode, and you can also enable smart reply, which will disconnect the call and send a text message stating you are driving and cannot take the call, and you can even share the time you will take to reach your destination. You can check the notifications later, that is the missed calls, and also track your riding details. Now suppose you don't want to miss a call even when you are driving, then this S-Bike mode can ask the caller to press 1 if the call is very important. Then you can get the call, and you need to actually slow down your bike because S-Bike also tracks your speed. So really a very handy feature. Now let's quickly talk about the speakers. The ear speaker is loud and clear, no complaint about this, and the loudspeaker is also loud enough for indoor movie watching. Nothing exceptional, just typical Samsung smartphone speaker. Now I want to also briefly talk about the display as well. You will definitely love this Super AMOLED screen, which is vibrant, bright, and 720p resolution at 294 ppi is not bad at all for a Samsung smartphone at this price point. You are not going to complain about the resolution, and from normal distance you cannot see the pixels. The color rendering is just great. The black levels are pitch black, and the viewing angles are also the best. Overall, I love this display, especially for watching movies, but if you feel the saturation level is quite high, you can actually control that. Currently, it's on adaptive display, that is, the phone can actually scan the surroundings and also the display showing on the screen to tune the display for best viewing experience, but you can go to basic for more accurate colors. So this is the benefit of getting a Samsung device, so many software features. Well, that's the end of the hardware part. Now let's talk about the software, the interface, and the overall performance of the Samsung Galaxy J3 2016. Well, before I show you some cool software features, let's talk about the CPU, GPU, and the gaming. On Antutu benchmark, the phone scored around 21,800, which is expected for a device in this price category, and I've tried some really very hardcore games on this smartphone like Nova 3, Asphalt 8, etc. All those games played quite well on this phone, so this J3 is also a decent gaming device. I have uploaded a separate gaming review, so check the description below for the link, and I'm actually somewhat surprised to see games like Nova 3 playing on this phone, because the previous year's Galaxy J5 and also Motorola Moto G 3rd generation couldn't handle Nova 3. I cannot deny the fact that there is some frame drop while playing this game, but still the game is playable. There is no serious lag or stutter I have experienced. The specs of this phone are not groundbreaking. You are getting Cortex A5 1.5 GHz quad-core processor with Mali 400 MP GPU. The RAM is 1.5 gig, out of which you are getting 35%, that is 490 MB at this moment, which is a common phenomenon for all the Samsung devices because of the very demanding TouchWiz interface. But still, the interface is buttery smooth, applications open without any lag, and I don't have any complaint. The phone feels very fast and no hiccups at all. Now let's quickly talk about the software features. First of all, let me show you the themes, and just like premium Samsung devices, you can change the look and feel of the phone with themes. You can download hundreds more from the Galaxy App Store. These themes are always preferable over third-party launchers because you are not losing any Samsung smart features, and each and every aspect of the phone changes matching the theme. So if you are just bored with the typical look of Samsung TouchWiz interface, you can change it and get a refreshing new look. Along with the S-Bike mode, you are getting lots of smart features. For example, Ultra Data Saving mode can save up to 40% of your data when you are downloading or browsing. Using Opera Max, you can check how much data you have saved. So this is indeed a very handy feature. In addition to that, there is also Ultra Power Saving mode, which turns the display into grayscale and kills all the running background applications to save battery. Only calling, messaging, and vital applications can be accessed. So if the battery level is in single digit, this might help. As usual, you are also getting Samsung Smart Manager, which can actually manage your storage and help you clean your unnecessary data and cache files, temporary files, etc. to speed up your device. You can also scan the device for adware, malware, etc. There is also Galaxy App Store from where you can download lot more smart features. For example, you can download Flipboard, Samsung Smart Switch and also S Health. The keyboard on the J3 is quite interesting. First of all, you are getting continuous input and the writing experience on this 5 inches display is just perfect. You can add text shortcuts to the keyboard and also resize it. Now I have added a shortcut for good morning, that is GM, and if I tap the spacebar, the phone can get the phrase. Most importantly, you can assign symbols to the numbers. For example, I have assigned question mark to 1, so every time I need this, I don't have to go to the symbols menu and search for it. This is very handy. But if you want the one number, then press and hold. So it's a very nice trick. Let me show you a few more interesting features. As you know, this is a dual SIM device, and in the SIM card manager you are getting smart dual SIM option, that is you can still get call on the SIM 2 even when you are busy on the SIM 1. The call actually gets forwarded to the other SIM. Now suppose you lost your device, then you can actually track and remotely clean your device using your Samsung account. Now under sounds and notification settings, you will find adapt sound, which is my favorite feature on Samsung devices. With this you can calibrate your headphone and get much better sound quality. Okay, now as usual, this J series device gets some bloatware applications out of the box. You cannot uninstall these, and the worst part is these games are basically trial games. You can play for 3 minutes only, then you need to pay. You can hide, that is disable these apps if you wish. Now last but not the least, let's talk about the cameras. As you know, at the rear you are getting an 8 megapixel shooter with f2.2 aperture and LED flash. In good lighting condition, the camera is really decent. The autofocusing is not the best but fast enough. The video recording with the rear camera is up to 720p, which is totally disappointing. What I like most is the front camera, which is a 5 megapixel shooter with 720p recording, and there is a hand shutter as well. The noise handling of the front camera is actually much better than the rear camera, so if you are a selfie lover, this is a great news for you. It's also decently wide. Now there are a couple of interesting modes on the rear camera which are very interesting. For example, you are getting Pro mode, panorama, continuous shot, and most importantly beauty face, which can smoothen your face and remove marks. Now the image quality from the main camera is fairly decent in good lighting condition. Focusing is accurate, images are very sharp, and color rendering is also quite good. For an 8 megapixel camera, the image quality is satisfactory, but in low light, noise level goes really very high and you will see some artifacts which are unacceptable, and surprisingly the front camera performs better in this regard. Well friends, we are almost at the end of this review and I have tried to cover as many features as I could. Hopefully you have found this video very interesting and helpful. Overall, this Galaxy J3 2016 is a decent device for only 9,000 rupees, and of course there are lots of alternatives, but Samsung devices are more reliable and you are also getting some cool software features. The interface is very smooth, fast, and also very intuitive. So for casual day-to-day life uses, this Galaxy J3 might be a great choice. The gaming performance is also not bad at all. Well, this is the end of this review. Thanks a lot for watching. You can check the description below for the unboxing and other related videos of this J3 and its alternatives. So that's all in this video. Thanks again for watching. This is Sukesh, and you can connect with me on Facebook at facebook.com/gadgetsportal. I have uploaded the camera samples into that page, so check that out as well.